Thanks for joining us for the Member xCite presentation. The Member xCite presentation is informative, interesting to the audience, and showcases the strengths of the presenter as an entrepreneur and their area of expertise. It's not a sales pitch, it's a 10-minute educational and insightful exploration into what they do. And of course, it's exciting.
So as I said, today we have Leanne, and it's going to be absolutely awesome. And her topic today is the 10 tips to improve your LinkedIn strategy. Are you unsure about how to effectively use LinkedIn? I know so many people are, confuses me sometimes, but LinkedIn plays a key part in building on your social media presence for business, and both big and small. In this session, Leanne's going to share her top 10 tips for increasing engagement and attracting potential leads. For those of you who don't know Leanne, with a background in sales and marketing and over 15 years of writing and editorial experience, Leanne Shelton started to write time marketing as freelance copywriter in 2014. These days, she's growing an SEO copywriting agency while also offering content marketing training. While she specializes in the health and wellness industry, she loves helping any driven business owner who's striving for success. Ultimately, Leanne's aim is to help her clients stand out from the crowd and spread their message effectively and efficiently.
So let's kick off into things. So I've got a lot to cover. 10 tips to improve your LinkedIn strategy. And I've been playing around with LinkedIn for a good couple of years, and I've found things that work. I get people say, oh, I've got so many connections, but somehow you're always at the top of my news feed. What can I do? And asking about tools that I use and things like that. So very first thing you need to do is optimize your profile. So you've got your profile photo. Make sure it's recent and actually it looks like you, and not a glamour shot from 20 years ago. And it takes up about 60% of the space. You ultimately want people to see you at a networking event, like real life, face to face, and go, you look like your photo. And I've actually had that comment before when going to a conference. You also have the opportunity for a background photo, the banner. And at the moment, so many people just have what's standard, but you can use that to put your logo. You can put, I have a QR code to I think it's for my podcast or something. But yeah, make the use of that space. And then you have your headliner, which is that little, the couple of one line you have under your name. Don't just use your job title or what your business name is. You can actually use that for keywords to make you searchable. So for example, I think I had health and wellness marketing consultant / copywriting / host a marketing me podcast or something like that. So it actually gives a better snapshot of who you are versus saying copywriter. So make the most of your headline. Then there's a sound clip. And I know not everyone has this, but if you do, make the most of it. It will be a little microphone next to your image. And if you want, while I'm chatting, feel free to open up your LinkedIn so you know what I'm talking about. But you can actually record. It's mainly for pronunciation purposes. So even if you've got a surname like Smith, you can still use it because you have 10 seconds to give a voice clip to say, to give people the human element, show the human behind the brand. So I say, hey, welcome to my LinkedIn. It's Leanne Shelton here. We'd love to connect. And it's just simple, but it just gives a bit of energy to your page. So use that. Then you've got your about section. And this, once again, you've got so much potential to fill this in because anyone who is stalking you on LinkedIn, this is one of the first things they see. And you have around 2,000 characters to work on it. So put things like your skills, the types of people you like to work with, pretty much what you said in your 40-second rounds, flesh that out further, put links to things, if you've got portfolios, if you've got booking links, put all that in your about section and make it shine. And use conversational language too. Don't make it all like a long essay. And then of course you've got the rest of your profile. So you can fill out the sections, that's just like the resume, right? But what I really push is that volunteer section. Because if that's something, say you help out at the local soccer club, or like I was in the PNC and the executive, put that stuff there because it just shows another side to who you are, just making you a bit more 3D than just this 2D LinkedIn thing. So that's optimizing your profile. I hope you're all with me. Okay, proactively seek new connections. So what you can do with this is see who's commenting on your connections posts in your newsfeed. And so this is where the headliners come in handy, because you can see as a quick snapshot who they are if they've done this properly, right? So if what they're saying or their little headliner stands out, then you can send a connection request. So that's one way you can seek a new connection. Another way is there is the My Network button at the top of the page, and you can search through recommended connections. So you might see, like I studied at Macquarie Uni, those who, from Macquarie Uni also worked there, so it might be a mixture. Or you can also do hashtag and look up whatever industry you'd like to, so say your collaboration partners, hashtag real estate, and see who comes up. And then you can potentially connect with those people. Now, every time you meet or start working with someone, you send them a connection request, and and make sure you personalize it, which takes me into the next thing. Connect with a message. So if you personalize it, straight away you're ahead of so many people who just go, click happy and go, yeah, connect. Make it a little bit personal if you can. Look at their profile, say what stood out to them, say why you think they'd be a good collaboration partner. But please don't go into a big sales thing. You've probably been the receiving end of that. It's all icky. I like to build a bit of a relationship first before I go into that. Just say, hey, I saw that you do X, Y, Z. Thought it'd be great to connect, and send that message. And just a little heads up, as soon as they've accepted that connection request, as a new connection, they're now going to see all your posts at the top of their newsfeed, and vice versa, because the algorithm shows you're a fresh connection that you really want to see that stuff. The next thing is voice messaging. So not a lot of people use this, but on your phone with a LinkedIn app, let's see, you should be able to see it fairly easily. Everyone has it, a little microphone on the app version. You can send a message, and I've gotten very used to doing this on Messenger, like Facebook Messenger, and I use it on LinkedIn. Once again, it just gives that human element rather than just messages backwards and forwards. I actually did this once, formed a connection with someone, sent them a voice clip, and they one-upped me and sent me a video back. I can't remember what program I used, but I was like, damn it, they went that one step further. So that's something else you can do, and it just brings the whole networking on LinkedIn to life. Post consistently and regularly. So, like I just said before, if you've made these new connections, you've got to be posting regularly if you want to have a chance to appear in their newsfeed. And see, experts do say like up to 4 times a day. I understand, look, even myself, that's just not realistic. So don't worry about that. But if you at least try once a day, once every 2 days, it all helps out. Because what you find as well with the algorithm, especially LinkedIn, things you've written a week ago can show up. And if you keep going with the content, you'll always have stuff showing up in people's news feeds, as long as it's engaging, of course. And so this is where the types of posts come in. So you have long form storytelling. So this is where you share with a story, with a case study of a client who helped. They're really powerful because you're helping others step into their shoes. You can also share a bit about your day, share your musings. Honestly, my best ones are often about something new happening in my business that I've decided to share. So I shared recently about moving to an office space out of my home office, which is happening next week. And I got that, just, I can't remember how many people, how many views it got. It just, the more personal, it often works even better than the businessy stuff. Video works really well, as I'm sure you're aware. Get over yourself, do a video, don't watch yourself back if that helps, And that really helps once again for connecting with people. And you can use that for tips or advice or just, once again, your thoughts and updates about your business. Then you can also share social proof. So those testimonials, like Google reviews that you get, an email that comes back with one line or something positive with lots of exclamation marks, put that into Canva, canva.com, love it. Create a pretty graphic with their quote, put a post together, and that's then another person kind of, recommending you to your audience. So it's not just you shouting how great you are. But then, of course, among all that, you can do call to action posts. And this is where you can promote your upcoming courses, upcoming programs, working with you, whatever it is. It's okay if you have a mix of all the different ones. And also, I'd say put a different types of graphics too. It's nice to have photos of you, really nice, but don't do it all the time because then it seems to be all about you and not about your audience. Okay, and feel free to put questions in the chat box and I'll answer more Q&A at the end too. Okay, so hashtags and tags. So unlike Instagram, which encourages like 30 different posts, LinkedIn likes a bit less, maybe like 3, 4, not too many. Just pick the ones that are most relevant to you and your content and tag people as often as you can in posts, because that also helps the algorithms. Obviously, it pushes to their newsfeed and their audience and everything like that. Don't do it unnecessarily, but do it if, say you've been to this event and you've taken a selfie of yourself today, and then you can tag other people here going, it was great to see all these people. Or if you've been having conversations with someone about a particular topic and you're sharing an article about that, then tag them and say, oh, this is what we're talking about, blah, blah. So do that, and that can really help you as well. And of course, share content of interest to your niche, because when you put those hashtags I mentioned before, then you're all searchable. And I mentioned articles. So I love my blogs. I know a lot of people procrastinate, which is why I have work all the time. But uploading blogs / articles onto LinkedIn is a great way to build your authority, build your brand, and show your expertise. And you can upload it, it can be the same blog. If you've got blogs on your website, repurpose them, copy them, put them on LinkedIn. That's what I do. My solo podcast episodes, basically the transcript, I then put onto LinkedIn. And that then stays in your profile that people can click through. And you can actually choose your top ones you want to appear first when people go into your profile. So that's really helpful too. And you can also set up events. So just like Facebook events, you can do it on LinkedIn, but unlike Facebook where you have to be connected to everyone first, on LinkedIn, it can go a lot broader. So you can send out, I think, anyone you've connected with, whether you know them that well or not, you can send out invites to them, and other people can, connect with you as well, and they can, other people can find you. So events, great way to, you can do the conversations and all that too. Ask for recommendations. So you have this at the bottom of your profile, and ask for, nice recommendations from anyone who you have worked with or you've done work for, and get them to write a review, a recommendation. And you can then do the same for them. And a quick tip, rather than asking, you can also just start one day going, I'm going to write a whole bunch of recommendations for people, because they'll kind of feel obliged to then write one for you as well. So that's a little tip there. And finally, my last one is respond and comment regularly. So you can't just pop onto LinkedIn once a week or put all your posts and disappear. You need to actually show up fairly regularly, daily maybe, and comment on other posts as well, because this expands your reach. And remember what I said right at the beginning, if you're commenting on people's posts, other people, their contacts can see your comments. They might then want to reach out and connect with you. And it's also better to comment rather than reshare, because the algorithm, for some reason, just likes it more. So I want you all to think about 3 actions you're going to take this month based on that LinkedIn stuff. Like I said, I can send you these notes if you want to look over it, but you can very easily improve your presence on LinkedIn just with a couple of little steps. Even just a voice clip, or just sending a personalized message or updating your about page. I've got here just a QR code. If you do want to book a little virtual tea with me, feel free to put that up. I might even just leave that up while I answer questions, so anyone can click on that. Let me just have a look. Who have we got here? Okay, so I've got Candace says, what are the advantages or disadvantages of connecting versus following? Well, there's actually, I don't think there's a major difference there. Like I personally have set it up so people follow me rather than connect, mainly so I can kind of pick and choose who I can, I actually don't know. I have to check with that actually, if I can do more things with connections versus followers, but I don't think there's a major difference there. Regardless whether you're following or connected, you'll see stuff in the news feed. So I don't think, but if you do want to go around it, I think it's like the 3 little buttons. If you click following, if someone has only following, you go to the little buttons extra, usually it says to connect. So there is a way to connect with them. But yeah, I'll look in more actually. That's a good question. I'll ask more, I'll look into more, find out there is difference. Derek, does it matter whether it's post or an article from a newsletter? So articles, in that section, you upload it. It is going to be more like a 400, 500 word minimum thing. A post, if it's like 100 words, then it's better as a post in your actual news feed. So it's a bit of a difference there. One's kind of like more of an expertise piece. The other little snippets. Oh, look, you can always have an article, cut it up into 5 different posts and link back to the article for people to read in full. That's how one of the ways I do, one of the things I do for repurposing. Thanks, Elena. Yep, so ask for notes. Yeah, follow, yeah, it could be one way. I'm not 100% sure. So I'll look it up and I'll come back to you guys.